I guess put into words. Well, how did this all play out, and your expectations, and did it meet expectations?
Man, this is absolutely unbelievable. I'll tell you this: I put this card together on 7 weeks' notice. You know, I got this job last minute as president 7 weeks ago, and they said, "Hey, make a card for us." And I said, "Okay, no problem. We need Perez, we need Benson, we need King Batch, we need Big Mike," and then the Mortal Kombat voice was the announcer. If you guys didn't notice, those were within 24 hours. We locked all of those in, and then built the rest of the card within 7 weeks. I was extremely nervous. Like I'm talking about, hey, I'll be honest with you guys, I was nervous. I invited the biggest names possible, and that could have been a big fail on my part. You know what I mean? I could have been a famous loser, you know?
Sure.
But I think, thank God, I think we pulled through. We threw the biggest karate combat event in history of our organization, and it seems everyone's super happy.
And I'm curious because when you put fighters like Benson and Anthony, who have a history in mixed martial arts, particularly in the UFC, you're going to get a lot of MMA fans to tune in that have never watched karate combat, and they'll see the production, and they're like, what is this, in space? Like, what's going on? Did that add any pressure to you to kind of deliver, knowing that you would get such a new fan base?
So that's a very important, that's an in-depth question. That's something very big right now. So the president before me, he was a very traditional karate guy. Didn't so much have the combat sports fans with him, and didn't know too many people in that space. The idea was we wanted to break into the combat sports world. That was the objective. We wanted to shake it up and get all these guys over here. So when I got involved, that was my objective. So the fact that you're saying that is amazing. And like you said, yes, nerve-wracking, because all the eyes are here. Hey, look at the names on this desk right now. Having you guys here, hey, we got to kill it, and I think we did.
So when you say that, and then you look in the crowd and you see Nate Diaz and Ilya and Volkan, like Ilya and Volkanovski just did a press conference at the MGM, and they came here right after. So when you see this, is something going in your head like, I did it, like my dream is fulfilling right now?
Definitely, I would say, because I was so nervous. Sometimes when you're so nervous, you don't see reality.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm so nervous. So everything, I'm like, fix this, fix that. And my wife constantly was like, hey, it's amazing. You're doing great. It's wonderful. And then I would scan the audience. I'd walk around, and then to hear Nate Diaz say, great job, and Aljamain saying, this is an unbelievable show. Sugar Sean O'Malley and all these big names be so happy. It gave me the confidence, and then I felt like I began owning the moment as president.
And then we're gonna, we ask these to Dana White all the time. So, close fight in the main event. Did you think Anthony had done enough to pull that off?
Look, one thing is, Dana White is a true hero of mine. I look at him sort of like a mentor. I call myself Dana Brown as a joke. Yes, the fight was very tight. I'll be honest, there was a moment where I said, you know what, wherever it goes, you're not going to be happy. Because it could go either way. If it went to Benson, a lot of people would be upset. If it went to Perez, a lot of people are upset. It could have gone either way. I'll tell you, from a traditional, like a martial artist background, I wish it was unlimited rounds.
Sure.
I don't know if that commission would ever allow that, but you guys know, I'm sure you guys agree with me, right?
Yeah.
This was the last one. This was Benson's last chance, and he fought for it. He didn't back up. He wasn't scared. He fought his heart out, and I wish we gave him an opportunity where it was a definitive loss, where it was like, no, I got TKO'd. I got finished. I wish, because they were both unbelievable. Till the last second, they were swinging, bro. They delivered. They freaking delivered. Unbelievable.
In the co-main event, you have new heavyweight champion Sam Alvey. Called out Darren Till. Is that a name that in a fight you'd be interested in making?
You'll be shocked right now. I was already dealing with this,
Sure.
So I was already getting in contact with these big names. I have a long list of giant names that if I start throwing out,
give it to us.
Talking to Jose Aldo, I was talking to Leo Machida, Darren Till, Luke Rockhold, talking to, I don't want to release that one. Just, that's the level of names we're speaking about, okay? Tyrone Spong, I can say also, but that's the level of names. So anybody on that level, you can imagine, yes, I'm speaking to them, and I'm interested in having them. We're changing the brand a lot. This was the debut of what I'm trying to change, the new direction. And in 2024, you're gonna see something insane. You will continue seeing these big names, and then you'll continue seeing a show that's just so unique, so different.
So when you talk to guys like Aldo and Tyrone Spong, are they receptive to it? Like, are they interested, or do you tell them to tune in and then make a decision?
Look, I'll tell you this. You watch this show, how can you not love it? Right? Honestly, truly. As a fighter, you look at this and you're like, damn, I want to fight for this. You know what I mean? So all of them are in love with the idea. We'll lock down the numbers, we'll see what makes sense, and then we'll get it done in 2024. We have big things in 2024. If you guys don't know, I'm very new to this industry, so maybe you guys don't know me, but on my social media, we did a Karate Combat World Tour to find out where we're gonna go. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, China, all across Asia, Middle East, Cayman Islands, Latin America. What we have planned has never been done in Karate Combat, and everyone's gonna be watching this.
And the last one for me before I can go, is we've seen promotions, you know, like Affliction and Elite XC, like they come in guns blazing, and then they burn through they burn through their money, and then they fall apart. So I'm curious, like, have you learned watching that, and like what mistakes do you see that they made that you don't want to replicate?
Definitely. I love what you just said. First of all, I mean, look, a lot of people don't know this. This company's been around for about 6 years now. Been throwing events for, that's a decent amount of time. Now I entered to take it to that next level, right? But of course, I've been doing this sport. I've been training since I was 3 years old. I got my black belt from Coach Gracie. I started jiu-jitsu when I was 10. This is my life. I know this industry. I know this industry too well. You know what I mean? So I know how to take this to the next level. And again, 7 weeks. This is what you got. Give me 2 months. Give me a full 2 months. Give me a full 3 months. It's gonna be bigger than ever. I'm telling you, we're doing it, man. We got it. Next event, you wanna know about it?
Hit me.
Mike, come on, man. So everyone's telling me, how are you gonna top this event? It's not freaking easy. It's not easy, okay? But I'll tell you this. I decided to do something different, something that's never been done. Again, I admire Dana White tremendously. I love the guy. I can't wait to shake his hand one day. I know it'll happen soon. But he has that awesome Contender Series. We need to have that as well. We need to have a Kumite. This looks like Bloodsport. We need to have a Kumite. What we're going to do is, we call it Goat Mansion, my residence back in Miami. So we're going to put the pit outside in the mansion, in the backyard. You'll see the beautiful Goat Mansion in the front. What we will do is have the fights live there for a week. And I want to get to know them. Find our next superstar, because it's not just about fighting ability, it's both. You gotta be a showman as well. Let me get to know them. Let's see who has the karate attitude, who wants to earn their contract on one side, then they fight for it. And combined, we find out who's our next superstar. So we're gonna fight for contracts. That's gonna be our Contender Series, our Kumite at Goat Mansion in January.
Yeah, and you mentioned how you might be a newer face maybe to the MMA audience. You've only been doing this for a few weeks. Can you just talk about your background a little bit? Because obviously you mentioned Goat Shed. You fought yourself, right?
Definitely. Yeah. You know, as an amateur, I won 2 kickboxing world titles. I turned pro. I began coaching. Goat Shed, the most viral team on the planet. Hey, a lot of guys attacked us in the comments when we first started, but now we have 107 wins, 11 losses, over a 90% win ratio. Today, back in Miami, my student won a $100,000 tournament, 3 fights in one night. So we absolutely kill it as an MMA team. Guys in the UFC and everywhere. We've only been open about 3.5 years. So absolutely killing it in that realm. Bringing that into this, I'll tell you what the unique part about it is. Since I am a coach, I die for my fighters. I'm willing to bury myself for my fighters. If you listen to some of the stories, I have 15 guys living in the gym. My wife and I house them and feed them 3 meals a day, 5 days a week. These are our children. These are our children. We love them. We promote them to the best of our abilities. They're our fighters. And now, in Karate Combat, the whole roster, they're our children, the whole roster. I'm going to be loyal to them. I'm going to push them to the best of my ability. I blew up my fighters. I'm going to absolutely blow up everyone on this roster and whoever's with us. I didn't take a breath.
No, you did not.
Jesus. If I was white, I would be red.
This is when Dana turns red.
Yeah.
So obviously you're kind of here to spice things up a little bit. You mentioned how you would like to see, you know, in a perfect world that these fights go on forever. Are there any other changes that you feel like watching these rules or anything?
Man, you guys are freaking professional. I'm honored to be sitting in front of you right now, and you guys are asking the best question I could ask for. Yes, we need to change a few rules immediately. Past president will be mad. We need to change the rules immediately. Why? There are 2 objectives with rules. People don't think about this. 1, safety of fighters, right? Blah, blah, blah. You know, because at the end of the day, my fighters are ready to die, right? And I'm sure a lot of guys here are. But we need safety for the fighters. But number 2, the rules have to funnel the athletes to be able to score in a real fighting situation. So I'll give you a for instance, right? I've been in jiu-jitsu 25 years. Leg locks used to be illegal. They weakened the art. Once they legalized it, hey, all these traditional jiu-jitsu guys, boom, you're gone. You're outdated, including myself. I had to learn it. Now with Karate Combat, the worst rule that's hurting our martial art right now is that it's a 5-second ground and pound. So what do? They get in a fetal position and they're rewarded by surviving? How in the you're in a fetal position, fight is over. TKO, you gave up. So from now on, just like in judo, as long as there's action, let's continue it. I'm gonna start a rule in 2025. I'm gonna pitch this rule. As long as you're punching, we're going to keep going. What is that going to do? It's going to evolve the martial art, because the karate guys, all those karate guys got to learn how to get up off the ground safely. It's going to evolve them for a real fighting situation. That's what martial arts is about. On top of that, we can't reward these guys for curling up in a fetal position. They can never happen.
And last one for me, you mentioned the rule changes and working with different commissions, and this was obviously the first time in Nevada. What other states are you hoping to look to bring it to? Is it difficult to get states to accept this at all? Like, kind of, what's your plan in that regard?
No. The people love it. I think the rules that people really love, because, oh my God, there's so many great things about the rules that I gotta tell you guys, and you saw it in the Ross Levine fight. Okay, so listen to this. In all honesty, no disrespect to I love all sports. I love tennis and basketball, but boxing and Muay Thai, it's an imaginary world of who's the better striker. It's not true. You implement takedowns, all of a sudden there's another guy that's a better striker, right? It's the way it is. You see it all the time in MMA where the wrestler somehow became the better striker. And legends in Muay Thai get knocked out in MMA. You see it all the time because you introduce that variable. Our rule set is so special because, hey, if you want to be the greatest striker ever, you should be able to use it in a real fight where you can defend those takedowns and defend that variable. You know what I mean? So the rule set's amazing. Hey, we got good gloves, we have nice gloves. You'll notice less blood in our organization, even though it was a very bloody female championship fight. You'll notice less blood because we took out the elbows, which, look, as an MMA guy, I want elbows, I want madness, you know? But I get it. We'll maintain karate tradition, be safe. We don't have the elbows, less blood in our organization. The gloves are actually, we shape them rounded to avoid the cuts, because the traditional MMA gloves really cut easily, so we rounded them. So we are keeping out the safe commission gloves. You know, and this is the fight capital of the world. We gotta be back often, right? This is crazy, we gotta be back.
Thanks.
Raymond Daniels shot his shot. He wanted Anthony Pettis. Anthony said he's open to fighting in karate combat. Is that a fight that we can make in 24?
So Pettis is somebody we're talking about. It's not a one-off type thing. We want him back again and again and again. He represents the league so well. Benson does too. You know, I knew he was going to deliver. He delivered past my expectations. I'm really in love with the fighters that fought tonight. They're phenomenal. So about Raymond Daniels versus Pettis, we'll talk about it. I have a long list of unbelievable fights for Raymond Daniels and unbelievable fights for Pettis, but they're not at the top of the list for each other, if that makes sense.
Can you book the Aldo fight that we never got against Pettis?
Oh wow.
That'd be good.
This guy just called
And
me.
then can you make Tyrone Spong, Luke Rockhold, the co-main event?
I love it. Okay, we need to talk afterwards, but we'll have lunch together and discuss these ideas. I love it, man.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'd like that in Southern California, please and thank you.
Yes.
Another one, obviously Ross Levine jumping quite a bit in weight to take on Sam Alvey. Also in karate combat, you obviously have some established people. Rafael Agaev, who's obviously done everything. As you transition and you keep breaking into it, are there still more opportunities for these guys, more traditionalists like Ross and Agaev and everyone?
Of course, and that's the idea here too. What people don't understand, look, the purists, again, are pissed off. You look at the comments, look, MMA guys love it, casual guys love it. The purist karate dudes hate me with their full hearts, like truly. They're the meanest comments you can possibly imagine. They got I'm used to it, so I don't really mind, you know what I mean? But what they need to understand is, you get a guy like Pettis, right? You get a guy like Benson, and you put them to fight. Then in the co-main event, you put Ross Levine, a point fighting karate, traditional karate artist. All those eyes get to him. And it's possible to elevate our traditional karate guys into that next level, but they can't do it alone. See, this is a big mistake karate combat made in the past. They fought in a bubble with each other. It was insane. You're never going to elevate that way. We got to introduce these different people, these different variables, so that bubble rises, and we get to the top. This is the first event I ever did, and you guys see it. You guys see where this is going to go.
Final question, just answer this. You're in the boardroom, you're making your decisions at the mansion, and you say, you know what, we need twerking aliens in the venue. I want to know everything about how you decided that's what we got next.
So, okay, if you guys don't know, this is very unfortunate that I got very popular for this. If somebody doesn't know my name, they'll often know me by the coach that twerked with his fighter in the UFC.
Yeah.
So, I have an unbelievable athlete. She's a monster. She won her last UFC fight, tremendous fashion, and she looked at me. I support my fighters. Remember, I'm going to bury myself with my fighters. She looked at me, she said, Coach, twerking. I looked around, I said, you know what? Handstand. Just jumped up there, started doing it, and then it actually made me think, you know what? We're on the moon. Let's get some twerking aliens around. Why not? freaks everybody out. It's really awesome, but it wasn't on the broadcast. I didn't have the guts to do that yet. But it was for the live audience, for you live guys. But I didn't have the guts to put it on broadcast.